All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Hajime no Ippo, Season 2, Episode 26.
The season finale.
Yeah. We're here. We're here. Another season locked in.
Yep.
We had a lot of goofy fun in the previous episode.
Indeed. Yep.
I don't know really what to say in regards to it, other than in some ways I am hoping that doesn't carry over into this next one. I would die. I would die.
I don't want to go too much into detail of why I don't want to carry over, because I feel like at that point it'd be splitting hairs. But, you know, that was good for the one episode, and now we can go on to the next one.
Yeah, otherwise I'd be wigging out like all over the place with that.
Yep.
And I think we've had enough of that. So
we don't want the show's comedy to go bust.
Right. Yeah. Well said. So, this next episode, let's set up season 3. Let's set up what comes next. Let's figure out, what kind of equilibrium or kind of establishment that the characters will be at now that they've, come through some really big, moments together.
Takamura especially.
You're
the world champ now.
Right.
That's a big deal.
That means a lot. In some ways, I think what it's going to do is it's going to upgrade the gym again. Not in a literal sense of it looking better or something like that, but just the gym being a place where more high-profile people come to, take a look at things and stuff. And then maybe we get at least a look at what Ippo's kind of new ladder rungs that he's going to climb on are, or like how many more like defending, title matches will he have to deal with in the future.
Sure. Yeah.
But Season 2. It's been a hell of a ride. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this now. Last episode of this OP.
Yeah.
Hang for a while. It's been a while.
Karamitsuki.
Kizunjikau.
Sumara.
It's really interesting how season 2 kind of broke open the world of Hajime no Ippo again to make it feel like it's more of an ensemble cast kind of show.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of characters in it that, are just there in the background, kind of having their little commentary and moments, but, the only reason we're really, really, invested beyond the immediate stuff is because of how much they did to build up those characters in season 1.
Oh, gotcha.
So, in the respect that, Date can just enter and have his little focus, and then suddenly we're just like, Date, daddy, let's go. So, will this kind of collapse everything back to Ippo, or... Miyata?
Oh.
Yeah, Miyata.
For the fight with Ippo? Okay.
Right, what is next? Yeah. Oh, this is literally,
What are we getting for season 3?
Right. Their faces. Yes.
Indeed.
Yes. Oh. Look at their blank faces.
Yeah.
Okay.
チャンピオンカーニバルの一歩くんの防衛戦、青木くんの挑戦、板垣くんの新人王戦、高村くんの世界タイトル初防衛戦。
Wow.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go.
いやどうも耳の具合が引っかきすぎだ。血が出てるぞ。だって幻聴が聞こえる。
Or rather, not hearing things.
挑戦って
Wait.
Right. Yeah.
カーニバルで初挑戦だよ。
Oh.
Wait, what?
How?
1位の選手が交通事故で入院、2位も盲腸で入院、
Oh my god.
で4位が負けて落ちてということで
Wow. Wow.
Yes, champion.
Good luck. Who are you facing?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love it.
You love to see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
防衛線が待っとるぞ。はい。
That was a good hit.
強化というとそれは違う。僕は今何を追いかけてるんだろう。
Remember. Oh! Oh! Yuki.
あの時は
Nice! Nice! Oh, that's cool.
You haven't forgotten about Miyata, have you?
Nice. Perfect. Perfect. Let's go.
あの時の会話覚えているか。お前との差を埋めるために俺は海外へ行くと言った。
Well, I have.
それ相応の穴埋めはしたつもりだぜ。
But why isn't the gym accepting my challenge? Yeah.
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 東洋タイトルじゃ不服か。お前との差はまだまだあるというのか。
Oh, he thinks Ippo's the one denying it.
Yeah.
わからないよ。やりたい人間はと聞いたら次の試合の相手だと。しやがって。
Yeah. Yeah.
OPBF を取った後、俺は何度も鴨川ジムに挑戦を申し入れている。
And they're not telling you about it, Ippo. Wow. Yeah. That's a development.
知らなかったのか。
Nope. Not in the slightest.
一方的に押し付けた話だ。だけど俺は約束だと思ってるよ。
That's a bit of a breach of trust. Like,
Wambo's like, let's go! Where are we going?
一歩君落ち着いて。
There's a strategy reason, isn't there?
目標だった。
やばい散るかすな小僧。貴様なりにライバル心を燃やし力をつけたことを認めよう。誰でも話にならん。
Oh,
you
wow.
can't beat him?
俺はしゃ逃げた。何度シミュレーションしても勝負にならんのだ。
Wow.
貴様との差を
He's way overcome.
Yeah,
overcome it.
とてつもなく大きく。
Jeez.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Well, we know what season 3 is going to be about then.
You need to get stronger, Ippo.
会長らしくないですよ。
No, it's not.
僕は戦いたい。
力をつけるんだ。会長が納得するくらいの力をつければ、そうすれば。
どのくらいですか。
Nice, nice. Give me a bar. Tell me how high to jump.
今が一番いい形で宮田君とやれる機会なのに。
Oh, whoa.
今がピーク。
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, well said, well said. Yeah.
そのざまじゃ夢のまた夢じゃ。
This is why you needed to tell him about this earlier, Coach.
宮田戦だろうと世界戦だろうと用意してやるわい。
Nice. Nice. Okay,
right.
cool. They made the promise.
Yeah.
デンプシーロールは小僧がたった一人でもがき苦しみ血の滲む努力をして作り上げた武器じゃ。伊達に負けて失っていた自信を再び取り。
Oh. But Miyata's style totally counters it.
そのデンプシーロールこそが宮田戦において弱点になるんだ。
Yeah, too slow.
So he doesn't want to kill. Right, he doesn't want to kill his desire either.
幕の内一歩対策はデンプシーロール攻略。
That's true.
こぞって攻略法を実践してくる。結果的に一歩君も気づくんでしょうね。
Oh, that's possible. Cool.
So that just means he has
He's
to
in it for
evolve
the
and
long
figure something
haul.
else out.
Right, yeah. Yeah, someone lit a fire under his ass. Cool, so he just told them about everything. Gotcha. I like that Miyata's back at the forefront, like right in the front, you know?
Yeah, nice coming full circle.
Yeah. Okay, Takamura shares Kamogawa's thoughts. Wait, is Dempsey rolling in a practice? Dude!
Okay.
Dude!
Wow.
Dude! Dude! Ippo! Yo! That's a bit much, man. Well,
there might be a reason that no one really uses it anymore.
I think the main problem I see with it is that he needs to be able to utilize his legs more effectively. Is it just me, or is it just the fact that he squares up his stance so much a problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
プレッシャーかける方法を見つけないと。お前の破壊力があればそれだけでプレッシャーだよ。最終的にデンプシーにすがるしかないから、少しでも不安を消したいんだ。確実なものにしたいんだ。
That is definitely helpful.
Oh.
All right.
Oh. Okay.
仮に破られたとしたら、
小僧はすがるものをなくす。これ以上のダメージはまずない。
Crutch kicked out from him.
Yep, yep. Okay, yeah, let's make this back like almost all the way to the beginning, where he has to like reimagine himself as a boxer even, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. It's not really an evolution, it's just an upgrade.
Maybe turning them into more like jabs and stuff than like full punches.
Sure, so he's not needing to wind up as much.
Mm-hmm.
Looks basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love the sound effects though.
It is really cool. Okay, that is way faster.
It's really fast. Look at Takamura. He's just kind of got a neutral expression of, I'm discerning.
I'm concerned about the power, though. Oh.
There it is. Yeah. Good job.
Wow.
That is the...
Wow.
Wow, I have so much respect for the coach for being ballsy enough to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
You're sacrificing what actually made it strong.
Exactly. Right, and the whole point is dazing them with each punch so that it leads into the next one.
Yep, yep. Right. Wow.
Okay.
Oh my god. No, they hadn't gotten lighter. It was that style that was lighter. Wow.
Okay.
So he is trying to encourage him in the sandwich of giving him the hard truth of,
yeah,
that won't work. Okay.
Okay.
一歩君なりに考えてたんですね。
勝手なことをしろって。
そう。
Okay.
なんだそのあれはあれで独自に考え。
Oh, and he's like, I wanted to, you know, give him, yeah.
素直に嬉しいって言えばいいのに。
Oh, look at the smile.
Uh-huh.
デンプシーロールの強化はわしとていつも頭にあった。そう、デンプシーロールの弱点。それは
カウンターに弱い。
Oh.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Right.
They're consistent.
Yeah.
以上美味しいパンチはない。
Dang.
That was cool.
Wow, that was so
really cool.
legit. He stopped all the momentum.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
スピードの流れの中からタイミング
Right.
で相手の機能を停止させる近代ボクシング。じゃが、デンプシーを手に入れてから小僧の左は極端に減り。
Dang, yeah. So he needs better initiation.
突したのと同様に小僧もその道をたどるかもしれん。
Wow.
じゃが、
Oh.
目を呆れるくらい前しか見ておらん。
And that's something he hasn't had for a while.
Yeah.
恋惚れの器具など吹き
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, man. So he needs to bring in, like, the gazelle punch, you know, the leap into it.
Right, because if he can connect the first one, then he can chain them. But if it doesn't work,
Right.
he's kind of screwed.
Right. He can't just start the Dempsey roll whenever he wants. It has to be entirely a finisher. Like, it is I have broken their defense, get them on their back foot, then I set up that time to do the Dempsey roll. Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, because it's okay.
Oh. We're the new challenger.
ボクシングに挑戦する。
Okay.
Ippo's the challenger to modern boxing.
All right.
Oh my god. Oh, and it's continuing the song.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I like it.
Dang. It's like an evolution of the leaf catching, you know?
No.
No! No!
No.
No!
Yeah, because he's got to have such fine-tuned control of his motion.
Yeah.
So that if a counter does come, he can, like, avoid
Oh.
it while doing the Dempsey.
Oh, those lateral movements. Whoa. Yeah, get that ass in gear. Let's go. Oh. And now he's got a confident look in his boy. He's like,
Yeah.
hey. Oh, that's a good shot. That's so good. Right, right.
Okay,
Oh.
cool.
Oh.
I like it. Oh.
Oh, that's good to see her again. Yeah. And he's at the tree.
Yeah, the
Yo! Where he made his first step. Oh. Oh yeah, this is a good finale. This is a really, really sweet finale.
All right. Yeah, because why try and grab the sun when you can punch the sun
Yeah.
instead?
されたバトンを握って僕は走り続ける
Okay.
そして約束をも
Wow.
っと早くもっと強く
All right.
All right.
Oh, I'm getting fired up, and now I'm like, but we have to, you know,
Right.
end,
Yep, yep.
end
Uh-huh.
the episode here.
And
All
our
right.
last time with this,
Yeah.
or Edie.
Yeah. The Takamura madness.
Till
4 a.m. to 4 a.m. Knocked about. Nothing important and then made love. Nothing's up, we close our eyes. The birds wake up, we close our eyes. I love how she calls my name inside her dream. Kisses me, still half asleep. Don't I wish that we could stay like this at 8 a.m. Set the alarm to watch her sleep and think I'd do anything if I could make this time rewind forever to 7:59. All right, guys, that's the finale of season 2.
Oh boy.
New challenger.
Yep.
And Ippo is that new challenger.
Right.
Perfect.
I love it as a direction for season 3 because, like, okay, once Takamura's whole, world title match was resolved, it's like, okay, what could they possibly do next, right? Because it's like, all right, there's not really too much of, like, substance plot progression that would happen. It would seem like it would be more like some comedy like we got, and then
some
moving
transition
forward.
setup.
Yeah, some transition setup.
Yep.
And I really like what they do here because
Yeah, I agree.
that's one of the things I've kind of wondered. Like, okay, there's where Ippo's at, where he was, and then there's Ricardo Martinez. You know, like,
yeah,
that's a whole lot of space there, right?
Yeah, and it shouldn't just be we shouldn't just jump through that gap rather quickly. So we've inserted another person into that gap that I think we were getting a little bit of buildup that he was already somewhere in there, but he's just kept moving, and that's Miyata.
Yep.
Miyata was in some ways the start of season 2, and then he was like, hey, don't forget, you know, this is going to happen.
Yep.
I'm going to make this happen. And then the idea that all throughout essentially season 2, Miyata has been sending challenges, and all those times when he came to see the matches and he would leave early before he would talk to them, it was him basically being frustrated that none of these matches were his and Ippo's, or whatever. So so we get a lot of his frustrations here. So then he has it. He comes to Ippo and he's like, "What the hell? Why aren't we fighting right now?"
I thought we were friends and rivals and all that.
And Ippo didn't know anything about that. And in some ways, since we now know where the coach is coming from, it's good that Ippo didn't know about that, because he might have tried to lunge into a fight that he has no chance of winning because of his over-reliance on the Dempsey role, which, let's deconstruct Ippo as a boxer here.
Right. And I love how it was handled with the whole reveal thing, because, okay, why haven't you done this? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, turns out Kamogawa hasn't been telling you everything. That is
oh no, melodrama?
That's shocking. Right? Because we literally just had this wonderful arc where it showed just how much Kamogawa cared about his boxers, right?
Right.
And even
supports them.
And supports them. And even though Takamura has been with Kamogawa a lot longer than Ippo, it's still the same concept, right?
Yep.
So the idea that Kamogawa would keep something from Ippo like that, it's like, okay, that's a tough sell. And I love that it wasn't just something of, you'll get destroyed, because then he could still say, Ippo, we can't take these matches for these reasons. You need to work on the Dempsey role or something. It was that I don't know if I can properly help you work on the Dempsey role.
Right.
Right?
Because I don't even have faith in the Dempsey role against Miyata.
Right. I'm not sure, right? I'm doubting. I think there might be some ways to do it, but I don't know. And then Ippo comes in with this new version of the Dempsey role, and it's kind of awful.
Right.
But it shows Kamogawa that Ippo was really thinking about this hard. He's wanting to make this better, and that he also thinks it can be done.
Right.
So then, okay, cool. He tells him,
let's get you into the hellish training.
Exactly, because
just destroy you and build you back up again.
Yep, because counters and Dempsey rolls, it's kind of a one-sided relationship.
Yeah, and I liked that we broke down this again, because every time the Dempsey roll is brought up in the fights, it just really works for the most part. There's a couple times where it struggled, but the basic assumption is that if Ippo is able to get the time to properly set up the wind-up...
Right, and start to connect the first one.
Yeah, he can then basically adjust the timing of his rotation so that he uses it as defense and offense to establish the first punch. And then if that first punch connects, there's a couple conditions to clear here.
Right.
He will utterly obliterate the boxer after that point.
And I'm so glad that the strength of it was the big problem with what Ippo was doing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Kamogawa, like, Aoki, or Kimura got knocked out of the ring, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Kamogawa, he didn't even get pushed back. And the whole point is that it's the infinite chain combo until they are, like, dead, basically.
Yeah, to be fair, those were two different Dempsey rolls, though. One was the strong one was the speed one.
No, right, I know, right. Yeah. And so that goes to show that it's like, yes, you do need to be fast so that way you can set it up and actually land the punches, but you need to make sure that the first punch guarantees the second punch, which guarantees the third punch, and on and on and on.
Right.
Which that wasn't doing, so that's the problem.
Yep.
So, cool.
So we need to not only address you as a boxer with regards to the Dempsey role, but we need to address you as a boxer overall. One of the things that I liked about thinking back to the previous boxers that Ippo has been against is the one that I still think of as like one of the most like lucky encounters Ippo has ever had was against Saiki, the fastest boxer he's been against other than Miyata. In terms of like where speed was an overwhelming aspect of what made Saiki so strong.
Right, Miyata's like speed, but mostly like timing, I feel like.
Right, and
like,
his ability to then flip the whole match on you, delivering an obvious punch that you leaned too hard into.
Right.
So if Ippo basically wants to become a more rounded boxer, that's great, but he almost can't do that and maintain his hold as the champion, because what makes him so strong is not that he is a well-rounded boxer. It's that if he hits you with his punch, you are dead.
Yeah.
You are done.
Right. Yeah.
So in that respect, Ippo needs to go into the more, stay in your face, keep his block guard up,
right?
Do the peekaboo style,
up close and personal, and just destroy you,
and then make every uppercut, every big swing one that they need to at the very least avoid or counter. And then if Ippo can then get into things like, feinting more, getting into
that
their
killer
heads
instinct
more,
and all that,
just chasing them around to where an outboxer just ends up running into the corner eventually. Like that's the kind of stuff where he then can hit them with a couple regular punches to set up the Dempsey roll.
Exactly.
So you shouldn't throw the Dempsey roll in the trash. But Ippo, you're going to have to become the new challenger if you want to hold on to the Dempsey roll, the championship, and then move forward as well.
Yeah.
It's like there's this weird trifecta of all these things that he needs to cover for.
One of the things that I thought was really cool that they brought up in this episode that I feel like, so the Dempsey roll, it's an old technique, right?
Right. That's cool, yeah.
That gives it a lot of like cool flair because it's like, oh yeah, back to the old days. It's simpler.
Reincarnation of
exactly.
old boxer.
Of this legend, right? But oftentimes in storytelling, I feel like that can be used for the aesthetic of it rather than the practical aspects of those things are left behind because something else comes along that supplants it, right? Yeah. It's from a different era. And you can definitely differentiate yourself and catch people off guard with this thing that most people aren't used to fighting because no one fights like that anymore. It's still something of, but, it was probably eventually countered hardcore, and that's why people don't use it. Right. So in this situation, yes, it's powerful, but it's not, you can't just use it as like a one-stop shop, one-trick ultimate move necessarily, because it is that, but it won't always work.
Right.
So, what do you do when it doesn't?
What do you do when it doesn't? And I like that Ippo has had a lot of matches in the past where the Dempsey roll has he just initiates with it and wins immediately. I love that there is a way that a boxer as good as Ippo is can fall into a practice of over-relying on something because it's given you a bunch of easier wins. Not easy, I meant to say easier. But the coach specifically brought up that he hasn't been jabbing as much. And that's just the basis of what makes a strong boxer. And it's a literal callback to what Martinez showed him when he basically was just like, I'll just jab him to...
I don't need anything else.
I don't need to do anything other than this. This is practice. And then Ippo in practice uses the Dempsey roll on his buddy. It's like, oh, yeah. So we're going to need to basically go back to fundamentals, Ippo. And
balancing on your toe while doing crazy crunches with weights and... All right. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Oh, my God.
Let's do it, because why not?
I really am excited for the fact that we are getting a season 3, because I feel like what this season was it took Ippo a little bit off of the main character status, and it made us feel like the show was a much more like larger cast.
Yeah, the world of boxing. Now that we're where the next stage is the world stage, let's show all those other fights. Let's show the Date fight with Ricardo. Let's show Takamura's world championship fight. Like those kinds of things. Yeah.
Yeah, and if this goes into a thing of where Ippo maybe even more so has to take a little bit of a back seat as he goes into more training and more just general defending and stuff, it can be about that earlier stage in the show where everyone is viewed as someone that's a really tough challenger, and Ippo has as a story, like Hajime no Ippo has a story I'm mixing up my words here, is able to go for that long distance, because we know that the manga is huge. Huge. Enormous and stuff. So I think this is basically just them showing the early stages of that Ippo as a boxer has a long career ahead of him, but not only that, he has to personally figure out how to be the challenger with regards to who he is himself within his boxing, but also carry the presence of a champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The whole thing of what fight are you most excited for? Oh, just whatever's the next one. It's like, that's,
yeah.
You need to get some of that tenacity. You need to get some of that, like, looking up, right? Because,
or even just looking down with just, like, that little bit of, like...
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I can't wait to fight him,
Right,
like,
exactly.
That's going to be good.
Yeah. I'll pound him into the dust.
Yeah, I'll lay him flat,
Yep.
That kind of stuff.
Like, as much as I definitely want Ippo to stay the wholesome boy, right? He's going into the ocean with sharks, right? And, he's a big fish, but there are bigger. There are a lot bigger. And if he wants to be able to swim with them and, hold his own, then he maybe has to grow some bigger teeth.
Yeah.
And so I almost want him to get a little bit of that kind of Hawk Takamura ego where it's the, that hunger. Like not in that kind of extreme way.
Maybe more like a Sendo kind of energy then.
Or a Miyata. When Miyata came to be like, hey, why aren't you accepting my challenges? He didn't just ask him. He grabbed him by the shirt.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? Like there was an aggression there. There was a demand of, I'm going to fight you and I will beat you.
Yeah. Look at me. You know? Yeah. Oh no, I swear to God. Swear to me. But okay, so I love this whole dynamic with the coach. We talked about it a bit, but I just really like that as we've, been seeing Ippo, grow and evolve as a character, Kamogawa's depth as a coach has expanded as well. And us just seeing that his doubts are things that we're able to explore and, get to know as we go through this journey with the boxers. The coach is a fully realized character as well. And it's good to see him being the tough coach for Ippo, because Ippo can actually handle that. And if the coach had any doubts before this, he doesn't have any now. He's like, okay, you completely what did he say? He's like, you completely destroyed my fear, or this old man's fear, or something like that.
Oh yeah, I forget what he said.
I could tell he was working hard within his own. He's just happy he can't admit it. Let me see here. It was just a really cool moment near the end of the episode.
That part, by the way, with Miyata with the swinging like bag or whatever, and then he just quick jab and it just instantly stops. Like that was wonderful.
That was awesome. He's saying, but this kid's eyes were focused only on looking forward. He smiles. He's like, he's blown away this old man's fears.
Right.
So I think what this is that Kamogawa has always tried to basically support the boxers in where they're at. He hasn't tried to turn them into a different style of boxer than what they are.
The boxer that they need to be, but very much addressing their own strengths and weaknesses. And
Right, and I think Ippo's are mostly internal. Like, Ippo has been gifted with a couple things in his physical body that allows him to have these
dynamite punches,
demon-like strength,
Right.
So when he basically says that he's blown away this old man's fears, I'm like, oh, he basically saw that the internal fire was lit again in a way that it made him basically completely unafraid of going all out on this kid to give him the tools and the stuff that he can give him for whatever the future brings.
Because it was like Kamogawa was afraid of crushing Ippo, and as a result, he was sort of inadvertently allowing Ippo to kind of waste away a little bit, And then it's like, okay, no, this boy can take it. All right, let's do this. Let's go to the top.
Yeah.
Here we are.
And then when he's like, okay, we're going to be changing the way things are done, it's time to challenge modern boxing itself. I'm like, that's a perfect way to take the name of the episode and bring it into kind of setting up what the future is. But one of the things that I feel like they were doing with Takamura's stuff was basically kind of poking at the doubts that Kamogawa had about his capacities as a coach.
Sure, especially with Hawk's unorthodox style.
Right. And then in this bit here, he's basically realizing, oh, wait, no. this kid is giving me the fire now to be like, we don't have to play by the rules of modern boxing. Let's challenge it. Hell yeah, let's go. And so that aspect there is where he's not telling Ippo, we have to throw away the Dempsey roll, or we can only use it in a specific way. He's saying, let's test it. Let's push this kid. Let's see if he can actually evolve it. Because, he tried to evolve it. I love that he used the word like he's going to evolve it, but he's like, I just made it faster. I'm like in my mind, I'm like, when you make a Pokemon faster, that is just a basic upgrade. But an evolution is you make a new type of Pokemon, basically.
Right. Well, and the problem is that it wasn't like Ippo saying that he made it faster and not realizing that he also made it weaker.
Right.
I feel like that's an example of Ippo not properly appreciating the position that he's in.
Oh,
because
sure.
the fact that his punches are this dynamite, like when he fought Sendo, that was an example of where he realized, oh shit!
I hit hard.
Because
this guy hits really hard.
Right. This is what it's like for all the people that have been up against me.
Yeah.
That's not fair. That's ridiculous.
Painful.
That's painful, right? And so with things like this, I feel like it's easy for him to just be like, oh yeah, my punches are dynamite, and then just be like, I'll just make it fast, and then it's like, oh wait, no, I kind of by doing that sabotage the thing that makes me such a good boxer.
Right. And that might be something that's a little bit of a cool hint at what his evolution will be. And that is that Ippo can't get much faster. He can just get physically a little bit stronger, which will allow him to have general speed increases. But actual speed, like top speed increases, he's not necessarily going to go into that. It's going to be something more along the lines of how he sets up himself as a boxer. I think that there's a couple times where we've seen Ippo basically use blinding, just crazy speed. And it's not really anything crazy when compared to a lot of the other really, really fast people that we've seen.
Sure, it's more like when there's a disparity between the skill of him versus the person he's up against.
Right, like just they're perceiving how he's moving or what have you. So I really want to see, personally, I want to see him go back to the gazelle punch. I really feel like the utilization of his legs was one of the coolest things we had ever seen. And it basically did kind of initiate his thoughts about
the Dempsey roll of using the whole body and everything. Yeah,
right.
Like because if he can make it so that he can avoid the counters while doing the Dempsey roll, then he's pretty much good.
Now he'll still get blocked by jabs coming like Miyata style, just to be like,
so he has to properly set up the Dempsey roll.
Yes, but he won't get killed by the Dempsey roll. Yeah.
Not being able to use the Dempsey roll is much better than being punished for using the Dempsey roll.
Yeah.
But one other thing that I absolutely love this episode that I'm like, okay, I really want to see that properly explored. Is that apparently Aoki is going to be having a title match because of some crazy, convergence of the stars, 3 people getting sick, and another one going down in the ranks and everything. Aoki goes from 5th place to 5th ranking to 1st ranking. He's going to be getting to challenge the champion.
Yep.
I'm not sure how seriously to take this because Aoki is, the slapstick character so often. Even with him being able to challenge the current champion, it was a freak accident,
Right. This guy Imai Katsutaka.
Right.
And it's like, okay, cool, Aoki, way to go. You get this opportunity.
Yep.
But it's something also where he's been kind of the butt of a lot of the jokes in general that we're like, okay, we're gonna be supporting him and cheering on our boy, but does he have a shot here?
Right.
Is this going to be a fluke or something?
Like this seems like the kind of thing where it's just no, you get destroyed because you're.
I mean, 5th is still pretty decent.
5th is still pretty good, and I'm sure that he will go at his training with all kinds of renewed vigor and everything.
Tomiko's cheering him on.
That shot of Tomiko was so wonderful.
And then his also little as he looked at Kimura and Itagaki.
Yep.
They're like, I'll kill him.
Oh yeah, because can you imagine what it would be like if Kamogawa Gym had three champions at it?
Yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Poor Kimura, that would be.
But poor Kimura. But it would absolutely go to Aoki's head if he became champion.
him pretending to be on Takamura's level and be like, Takamura, how does it feel that your Kohai has now reached your level? And Takamura's like, really? I'm world champion. Like, sit down, little pup, You and Ippo are now at the same level. And Ippo's like, oh!
Well, yeah, that's how you know, Ippo, that you've been slacking, right? The fact that Aoki might catch up to you. Like, just oof. Even just saying that,
Aoki.
even just saying that leaves a bad taste in my mouth on behalf of Ippo. So, but I know you can do it, Ippo. You've done it before. You'll do it again.
Yeah, just another step.
Exactly.
Yeah. But y'all, good stuff. Looking forward to season 3. And if you want to see the first episode's reaction to season 3 right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general. You can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
Yes, wrote a sci-fi novel called Battle Lines. It's super awesome. If you want to check it out, it's on Amazon. Links in the description down below.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.